Hi guys. Uh, Today we will try to discuss on some problems related to dynamic programming. So today we will be discussing on the grid-based matrix dynamic programming problems. So we need a little bit of knowledge regard before solving these kind of problems. Right, like how we can formulate or the how we can get the recursive way of the approach for the given problem. So keeping all that aside, so we will just try to discuss the approach for these kind of problems. So if we look at it, the problem statement says that given a matrix of r by c, r is represented as rows and c as columns. So the it states that we need to get all the possible paths from uh, from the index 0 comma 0 uh, to r minus 1 to c minus 1, like from start of the starting cell of the matrix to the ending cell of the matrix. we need to find all the we need to find all the possible paths. For any cell we can go either right or down. This is the problem statement. So we can say something like, it looks like, uh, let's take let's take a matrix. Okay. Yeah, I'm taking an total number of rows as 3 and total number of columns is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I'm taking an matrix of size 3 cross 4. Okay. So they are saying that how many number of possible paths starting from this cell, starting from this cell to this cell. So this the index of this cell would be, it is in the second row and third column. Starting from this is 0 comma 0. So what are the possible paths where we can reach from this source to this destination 2 comma 3? So they want, like, they're asking for total number of paths. So I can say, and the directions they have given is, we can, from starting from this cell, we can either travel to the right or we can either travel to the down. There is no diagonal traversal. So suppose, think that I am starting at this path, and let's see that. So I can say this is one path, and obviously I can say I'm here from here to here, this is another path, and I can say from here to here, this is another path, and I can say from here to here, and I can travel through right, and I can come down, and I can travel in the right direction. So like this. So looks like here there are multiple paths, but here it looks like I'm just showing up like what they are uh, trying to get it, trying to find it. So all these things are the paths. Like here in this picture, it shows like each color represents one different path. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. like this. There are, we can even get, there are lot of we can even get lot of paths reaching from this cell, which is at index 0 comma 0 to the index at 2 comma 3. So we will look how we can solve this uh, by using the concepts of dynamic programming. Yeah, this is one thing. And for visualization, I am taking one more matrix here. So I am taking the same thing, 3 rows and 4 columns. Uh, suppose think that this is my index, like this is my destination. If I want to calculate how many paths up to this cell starting from 0 to 0, definitely I can say something like I can get all the count of paths up to this cell and count of the paths up to this cell. Okay, so I mean, like I can consider this as C1 and C2. So if I can able to find the total number of paths to reach to this cell and the total number of paths to reach to this cell, then the combination of those two would be my answer for reaching this cell, right? Yeah, so we can make a recursive, like we can make a formula for this. How we can do it is, let me put it in a Word doc. So the thing is, I'm trying to, so I'm considering C of I comma j is equal to, so one thing I can say, if I want to find the total number of paths for a given cell, so I'm considering this cell as my end index or like the final destination. So what I am visualizing here is, so I'm trying to calculate the total number of paths how we can reach and up to this cell, and the total number of paths how we can reach up to this cell. So for reaching this cell, I'm just decrementing my column and the row remains same. And for reaching this cell, I'm just decrementing my row and the column remains same. So eventually my plan is like to get the total number of paths to reach to this cell. So I'm just calculating all the total number of paths to reach to this cell. Like that might be from here to here and like here to here, something like that. And all the paths where I can reach from starting index to this cell. So if I try to sum those two things, then that would be my answer. So a total count of paths would be count of all the paths from where I can reach to the destination cell, which are in upward direction. So it would be C of I minus 1 comma j plus count of all the paths from I comma j minus 1. So from this problem statement, I can visualize that. So this definitely this will give me the result, like will give result for count of paths starting from 0 comma 0 to I comma j. So if we look at here, so here I'm considering this X I have pointed out as my destination. But the problem statement says that we need to find all the paths starting from 0 to 0, 0, comma 0 to R minus 1, comma C minus 1. That would be the end of the cell. So in this case, my answer will lie at C of R minus 1, comma C minus 1. This is our answer, right? So, and also for getting this answer, we need to have some base cases. So the base cases would be, yeah. So if we take the same thing here, yeah, think that my destination or the final cell is this one. Like this cell is obviously 0 comma 3 is my cell. So we can definitely say that the total number of ways where we can reach that cell from 0 to 0 is only this way, because we are not, if we go down, okay, if we go down and if we traverse right side, then in order to reach that cell we need to go in upward direction, but we are not supposed to go in upward direction. The allowable directions are we can traverse in the right or we can come down. So I can say there is only for from 0 to 0 to 0 comma 3, there is only one path, that is just traversing in the right direction. So in the same way, if I take this cell, like this cell would become 0 comma 2. So from 0 to 0, from starting index 0 to 0, 0 comma 2, it would be the same thing, only one. There is only one path where we can traverse from this source to this destination. So in the same way, what I want to say is, for all the things, for all the elements which are in the first row, the total number of paths which where we can reach to the destination is only one. So in the same way, from 0 to 0 to 0 comma 1, it is 1. And I'm taking like this, if the source and destination are same, then I'm saying that the the total number of paths would be 1. I'm assuming that the total number of paths would be 1. So because the, so like technically it is 0, but for our calculations I'm taking it as 1. So this is one thing. So from all these things I can visualize that for all here, for all these things, the J value is varying. No matter what it is, if the row is 0, and whatever, like no matter what J is, the value is 1, the total number of paths. In the same way, if I take this cell, so the row should be 2 and the column should be 0. So from source 0 comma 0 to destination 2 comma 0, if we visualize this, there is only one way from this source to this destination. So that is one. In the same way, from source 0 comma 0 to source to destination like 1 comma 0, there is one. In the same way, from 0 comma 0 to 0 comma 0, there is only one way to reach the destination. So from this one, we can say that definitely no matter what I is, if the j is 0, then the total number of paths should be 1. This is one thing what I can able to visualize. Yeah, so based on that, the base cases would be the count if I comma 0, if we are at the count, if we are at 0th row and no matter what j is equal to 1. In the same way, another boundary case would be the total count or the count of the paths starting from first starting from any row, and if the column is 0, then the total number of paths is equal to 1. So this is my boundary case, okay, and this is my recursion formula. So from this, definitely I can say I can find how many total number of paths are there from a given start index 0 0 to end index 2 comma 3. So here again I'm saying that here I'm considering I formulated this recursive formula. So I formulated this recurrence assuming that I comma j is my end index. So I'm assuming that in order to, so I'm assuming that, so here I noted down the x. So I assumed that this is my end index or destination. This is my end index or destination. So I just want to calculate, I'm just, I just want to formulate a recurrence for finding the total number of paths, assuming that I comma j is my destination and my start index is at 0 0. So no matter what it is, in order to reach my destination, I'm just counting the total number of paths where I can reach to the top and the total number of paths where I can reach to the left. This is one way we can do. So based on this, let me draw one more time. Based on this, I can say something like based on this, for all the, this is the number of rows, for all the boxes, for all the indexes which are in first column, the value is 1. So these are the boundary cases, and for all the boxes which are in first row, the value is 1, right? So my formula says that C of I comma j is equal to C of I minus 1 comma j plus count of all the paths from I to j minus 1. So this is my formula. Based on this, so C of I minus 1 comma j, if I'm staying at this cell, C of I minus 1 comma j will be definitely 1, and C of I comma j minus 1 would be this cell. So I'm just trying to sum these two things. So to reach this path as my destination, the total number of paths would be sum of all the paths reaching to this cell and sum of all the paths reaching to this cell. So it would be 1 plus 1, 2. In the same way, in order to reach this cell, this would be the sum of all the paths reaching to this cell and sum of all the paths reaching to this cell. So the count would be 2 plus 1, that is 3. And in the same way, to reaching this cell, left and the top, that would be sum of 3 plus 1, that is 4. And to reach to this cell, left and the top, it would be 2 plus 1, 3. And here it would be left and the top, that is 3 plus 3, total 6. And here to reach to this cell, the total count would be 6 plus 4, that is 10. So we can definitely say that the total number of paths starting at this cell 0, 0 to end of the cell, that is 2, 3, the total number of paths would be 10. 10 is our answer. So this is how we can able to dynamically solve these problems by writing a recurrence formula and also visualizing what are the base cases, so that we can able to find the solution for these kind of problems. I hope it is clear. So we will think in another way the same problem. Let's put this here. Yeah. So now what I am doing is, let me take another matrix, the same size matrix. And also I want to say that here our answer is at 2, 3, that is 10. So I already said our answer in our first approach will be, we can find that answer at r minus 1, c minus 1 will be our answer, right? Because I'm just I formulated this recurrence. I formulated this recurrence assuming that I and j is my end index. So if I and j is my end index, the problem statement says that I need to calculate the total paths from 0, 0 to the end of the matrix r minus 1 to c minus 1. So definitely I should be equal to r minus 1 and j should be equal to c minus 1. This is how it works. So we will look of how we can do this in other approach. Yeah, let's think that instead of assuming, previously I assumed that I comma j is my end index. Now assume that any I comma j is my start index. Okay, so that means I need to get an recurrence formula to find total number of paths starting from I comma j to end of the matrix, that is r minus 1 comma c minus 1. So this is what I want to calculate. So here if we consider the start I comma j is my start, okay, then the recurrence formula would be, so if we think in a normal, if we think in a general way, think that I'm starting at here, I need to reach to this destination. Okay, so to reach to this destination, so the allowable paths are either I can travel in this direction, right, or either I can travel in this direction down, right? So what should be the possible values for the next move from I comma j? So the count of I comma j, where I am considering I comma j is my start, that's what I have mentioned, would be count of all the paths from this cell to this cell plus count of all the paths while moving in the downward direction from this cell to this cell. Then when we come again to this cell, now I am staying at this cell. Now it should be the count of all the paths from this to this and from this to this, right? So when I in the first move, I have already moved to this direction from when I was here, count of all the paths from this to this, right? Because I cannot move in upward direction. There is only right direction, right here. And there is no down direction because this is the end of the matrix. So like this, so I will be doing sum of all the paths here. So definitely it should be let me draw it again. Yeah, I assumed this is my start and this is my end. R minus 1 comma C minus 1. Start is at C of I comma J, right? So my destination is at a C of R minus 1 comma C minus 1 is my destination. So the allowable paths would be this way and this way. So when I'm starting at I comma J, I can say something like count of all the paths from the current cell to the rightward direction. So the rightward direction would be I remain same and J would be incremented by 1, right? Plus count of all from I plus 1 to J. This will take account of down. This will take account of right. Does this make sense? Yeah. So now the next thing is we need to look over our base cases, right? So the base cases would be uh, if you are starting at this cell, think that if you are starting at this cell, so let's think that how many number of paths are there if we are starting at this, like C of I comma J is my start, right? So C of I comma J, this would be 0, 1, 2 and 3. This is 2, 1 and 0. So the index of this cell is 2 comma 1. So if I am starting at 2 comma 1 and I want to reach to C of 2 comma 3, so there is no other way. If we are starting from here, there is only one path, like that is in rightward direction. So in the same way, if we are starting at here, there is only one path to reach this destination. In the same way, if we are starting at here, there is only one path to reach this destination, right? So in the same way, if we are starting at here, suppose this is my start, that is 3 comma the 0 comma 3 is the index. So there is only one path, and if I'm starting at here, there is only one path. So I can say something like, I can visualize like C of any index with R minus 1 comma no matter what J is. So whatever the J is, the value is 1. In the same way, for all the things which are here, like which are in this column, the last column, no matter what the value of I, if it is in the last column, that is C minus 1, 1 is my the total number of paths to reach the destination. If we are starting from here, would be 1, right? Yeah, we can put this here. So here what is the recurrence? In the same way, recurrence formula would be C of I comma j. I am saying that I comma j is my start index and destination is at r minus 1 comma c minus 1. So the total number of paths would be count of c of I plus 1 comma j plus count of all the paths from I to j plus 1, right? So in this case, the base cases would be for for all the starting paths or for all the starting cells where I am at the last row, no matter what j is, the total number of paths would be 1. In the same way, for all the things where the column is last, that is c minus 1, and the row, no matter what the row is, I'm just putting it as I may, the value is 1, right? So if we look at it, so previously in the first approach, like, yeah, let me calculate this here. Okay, let me draw the same thing. 0 1 2, 0 1 2 and 3. So the boundary cases are, in our case, as we visualized, so for all the things r minus 1 and c minus 1, it would be 1. So for last row, these are my base cases, sorry, not boundary cases, these are my base cases, and for last column the values are 1, right? And definitely I can say that if I am starting from I comma j is my start index, and I made this recurrence formula assuming that I comma j is my start index. If this is the case, definitely we can say our answer lies at c of 0 comma 0, right? Because in I comma j, I'm replacing I comma j with 0 comma 0. That's what actually we need. But in our previous case, where I considered I comma j is my end part, right? So assuming like I comma j is my end index, and I formulated this recurrence formula, and definitely if I comma j is my end, my answer stays at c of r minus 1 comma c minus 1 is my answer. So let's look at this approach. So it says that this will become, in order to get the value of this cell, it is the sum of the downward direction and the right direction, 1 plus 1, that is 2, and this is 2 plus 1, that is 3, and this is 1 plus 2, that is 3, and this is 3 plus 3, that is 6, and this is 3 plus 1 4, and this is 6 plus 4, 10. So in this approach, where does our answer stays? Our answer stays at C of 0 comma 0, that is equal to 10, right? C of 0 comma 0 is our answer. That's how it works actually. So if we look at online, it's like the people will get confused. Like in some cases, they say that the recurrence formula is this one, C of I minus 1 comma j comma C of I comma j minus 1. And in some cases, they will say that this is the recurrence formula. So the people will get confused and it will get messed up. Like it is not clear like which one is exactly we are using. But the logic behind here is we are trying to visualize the things in a different approach. I already said in my first case, I formulated this recurrence formula, assuming that any point I am taking C of I comma j is my end index. Like I formulated this formula, assuming that C of I comma j is my end index. And how I can calculate is, I'm just calculating all the count from which I can reach to this cell, and sum of all the count where I can reach to this cell. This is how I got to this. I landed up with this one. And if we clearly observe that our answer lies in this case at C of R minus 1 comma C minus 1. So as discussed, so this like 2 comma 3, C of 2 comma 3 is our answer. It will give the total number of paths starting from 0 comma 0 to end of the index 2 comma 3, right? This should be the other way. So here I formulated this recurrence formula, assuming that my I comma j is my start index. So I just kept incrementing because I assumed this is my start. I'm thinking like, how can I reach to this final cell? So the only allowable paths are I can move to the right and I can move to the down. So I'm just incrementing the column, and I'm just sum of incrementing the column, and I'm just incrementing the row. That's all. Thank you.